Commonwealth University, time for the Group 2A Girls State Championship. It's the Gate City Blue Devils at 25-2 against the Central Wise Warriors at 23-6. Hello again, welcome. Robert Fish here with my broadcast partner Gary Hess as we put the cap on another state championship here in just a few moments. But Gary, this matchup, as we've seen a couple times in this tournament, two teams that has faced each other 4 times already this season, and one team has won all 4 coming into this.
Both teams came from far southwest Virginia all the way up here to Richmond to play for a state championship. And yes, it's the 5th meeting. Gate City's won all 5. Central confident it can be different this time. 3 of the 4 games have been very close.
Well, we took a look at Gate City as we get started here and get ready to go for this one. When Gate City comes into this contest, they've got one player that leads the way, and that is Morgan Ghost. She's an outstanding young lady.
Ghost is a twin, 2 starters, 2 outstanding players. She's a 1,500-point scorer, 13.6 rebounds, does a lot of things well, and will be the one that will be keyed on clearly by Central in this game.
And if you look at the help that she'll have, as we mentioned, this is kind of a family affair for Gate City. They've got nephews and nieces and cousins and twin sisters to go along as well.
Jordan Ghost has over 1,000 points and over 500 rebounds as well. They're very competitive. The Kilgore sisters also very capable.
Kelly Housewright is the head coach of Gate City, been there a number of seasons. What did she tell her team coming into the game tonight?
Well, this week we've talked about just not relying on what we've done in the past. You know, we've played this team 4 times already, and we just want to focus on what's gotten us here and go out tonight and play like we're capable of playing and have fun and enjoy this experience and just leave it all out on the floor. You know, that's basically what's gotten us this far, and we're going to stick with that. So.
Well, you know, Gary, they say it's hard to beat a team 3 times in one season. They've done it 4. We've alluded to that. On the other side for Central Wise now, they've got to get the belief that they can do it, and they're going to turn to their star player, Logan Reynolds, to help lead the way.
Central had a big 3 last year. Logan Reynolds is the only one left, but boy, has she had a year. 19 points, over nearly 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals a game. She does everything for this team, and led by Reynolds, they're confident that they can turn it around this time. They're playing their best basketball.
And, of course, Reynolds will have a lot of help as we take a look at that starting lineup. She's got a number of players that she can lean on if she needs to.
Kayla Mulkey is one to watch, as is Reagan Davis, who's a steadying influence on this team. Had a rough go in the championship game last year with 2 points and fouling out. She's really motivated to play well tonight.
Well, on the other side of this coaching matchup is Robin Dotson of Central Wise. He's won 500 games. And what does he tell his team now as he gets ready to head into this game?
Well, we've talked that we've got to do some things better than we've done in the 4 games that we played them before. And just talk about the little things, make free throws, hit layups, box out, you know, control the boards, things like that.
One more state championship coming up, and who wins this time around? It'll be the Gate City Blue Devils against the Central Wise Warriors, and it's all coming up from the Siegel Center in just a moment. We'll be right back with the start of the action.
Subway is a proud sponsor of the VHSL. Visit your local Subway restaurants. Subway, where winners eat.
Oh, cruncha muncha.
Cruncha muncha, cruncha muncha, cruncha. We're live?
Fritos on my sub. Cruncha muncha, cruncha muncha, cruncha muncha, cruncha muncha.
Fritos on my sub.
The new Fritos Chicken Enchilada Melt from Subway. Tender pulled chicken, authentic enchilada sauce with Fritos corn chips on top. It's the chicken enchilada with the gotta have it crunch. Only at one place, Subway. Eat fresh.
It's Wardell for the win! Sky Blue State Champs!
Be there. The NFHS Network. Download the app today.
Don't want no excuses tonight. We in the playoff mode now. Don't let them play hard. Play as one, win as one. One time, yeah!
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the student broadcast program, visit nfhsnetwork.com/SBP.
Back to the Siegel Center here in Richmond, Virginia campus of Virginia Commonwealth University. Group 2A Girls State Championship. Gate City Blue Devils 25-2, Central Wise Warriors 23-6. Robert Fish, Gary Hess, our entire crew. Ben Hamlin along in just a moment. Right now, though, let's take a look at the keys for both teams tonight. The Subway keys to the game brought to you by Subway, where winners eat.
Gate City must defend with passion and intensity. The coach says defense, passionate, tough defense, that's what we do, and so Gate City needs to do what it does. Also, 4-0 against this team already this year. Can't get overconfident. Coach Kelly Halsright said we can't rely on what we've already done. Players must buy into that. Now, as for Central, they got to be stingy on defense. They got to make the Blue Devils work for everything they get and get over the hump. 3 of these 4 games have been very close, including the most recent meeting in the regional final, just a 6-point decision, 44-38. They believe they're playing their best, and tonight is the night the Warriors can get over the hump.
It's very interesting, too, because Central coach Robin Dotson said no one expected his team to knock off Brunswick, a local team here in Richmond. And, you know, you mentioned this earlier. They came to Richmond last week to face Brunswick and had to find out this is where they were coming. So they've come here 2 times in a week to have to play a game.
From Wise County to Richmond for a semifinal to win, go home, get to come back and play for a championship.
We're underway with our championship, which will be one of 2 handed out tonight in the final 2 of the tournament. And there's a layup at the other end, and we get started with a basket from Kayla Mulkey.
Kayla Mulkey with the great assist from Reynolds. Nice job with the look and the easy layup.
Annie Church has been inserted into the Central starting lineup. And now here's a drive and a foul right away as Morgan Ghost tries to go to the bucket for Gate City. Another look, Gary.
Driving down, nice cut to the basket. Good look, easy layup. Nice set play for the first time touching the basketball.
Here's Morgan Ghost, the senior. We saw her on this stage 2 years ago as a sophomore. She had 21 points against Floyd County in a 2A West semifinal win. Robin Dotson, the head coach. He has taken J.J. Kelly to a state title. He's had 2 runner-up state title teams. It's his 5th state title game. There's a free throw good from Ghost, so she's on the board, and we have Central out in front by 1.
Robin Dotson played in the state tournament as a player as well in '77. Famous 5 overtime semifinal between J.J. Kelly and Perry McClure.
Another backdoor cut, good pass, good layup. The bucket from Kayla Mulkey on the Annie Church assist, and early on, Central Wise getting into that Gate City defense at the first tip of the game here.
Logan Reynolds playing in the middle.
All right, Ghost forcing a shot, and Reynolds with the rebound. She'll average 7 a game. She's also the point guard for the most part on this Central Wise team. Spotted up on the wing. Bring it back out front. That's Church. Down the lane, the layup is good, and boy, Central off to a good start, getting their belief system built in for this contest, a 6-1 advantage. And at the other end, an offensive foul on Gate City.
I think that's a great point. Belief system is huge. Well, look, another great drive. Same play basically from Mulkey's standpoint to drive the lane. Then the little teardrop there. Very nice. Annie Church, great insert into the starting lineup so far.
Into the front court. Here come the Warriors with the basketball. That is Reynolds.
When you're trying to get over an 0-4 hump against a team like this, getting off to a great start is paramount.
And the Warriors have done that to this point. Here's the Church drive. Good ditch to Davis.
A little classic motion offense there.
Nice little spin move. Really making Gate City work defensively. Reagan Davis, the calming influence, provides leadership, drives the lane. Tough shot there. The backside stick back. There's the cleanup by Church, but that won't go. And now out of bounds with the basketball is Gate City as Megan Edwards has it. You're watching the Virginia High School League State Basketball Championships on the NFHS Network. You can go to nfhsnetwork.com/BHSL to watch live games, replays, and highlights of all the action.
Hey, don't forget, call and text your friends to join in now. nfhsnetwork.com/BHSL.
That's off the fingertips, out of bounds. Good deflection. A last-minute touch there.
Interesting, Morgan Gose, who's the scorer, the rebounder. So why not? Why shouldn't she be the one to draw the defensive assignment on Logan Reynolds?
Kelly Housewright, the Gate City head coach. She had an interesting comment coming into this. Robin Dotson with 500 wins. Housewright's done a good job with her crew, but she doesn't feel like she can match Witz. There's a big shot from Gose on the perimeter, but Coach Dotson and Coach Housewright feeling that she can't match Witz in this game, so she'll have to find another way to make things work.
Defending Morgan Gose is a pick your poison because she drives to the lane so effectively. So you lay off a little bit, she nails that three.
Here is that three. That's set up by dribble penetration. Yeah.
The drive, the kick, in flow of the offense. That's a great look.
You don't come up with 1,492 points. Of course, a lot of that is a four-year player, but these young ladies were here before the Twins. There's a turnover. Church is on the run with a defender, but gets the bank shot to go, and Church with 4.
4 points and an assist right off the bat.
Great start for Central Wise here. And they're swarming defensively. Reynolds picks up the loose ball. She's a stat stuffer, Gary. She'll do a little bit of everything. Points, rebounds, steals, assists.
At least 5 of everything per game. And she usually draws the other team's best player defensively.
What a start Annie Church is off to. Getting the start in the lineup today. And Annie Church gives Central a 6-point lead and forces a Gate City timeout.
Great. Logan Reynolds, obviously great look. Annie Church. Robin Dotson's like, let's put Annie Church in the starting lineup. Excellent.
It has worked out well for the Warriors there. They beat Brunswick to get here 57-54. And as we alluded to, Coach Dotson didn't think there was anything that was going to come out of that game. Let's check in with Ben Hamlin, standing by. Ben.
Well, I talked with Robin Dotson, the Central Wise coach, before the game, and he said this team actually looked at the game film from all 4 losses, trying to glean some things that would help them in tonight's game. And in this particular situation, he would rather not be the team that had won 4 straight. Back to Robert and Gary.
Well, again, you don't win 500-plus games without having some knowledge. Here's a good wing shot, but it's no good from Gose. As the rebound goes out of bounds, whether it's a piled high game day sandwich platter or scoring a fresh value meal to satisfy the after-game hunger, visit your local Subway restaurant today and taste greatness. Subway, where winners eat.
Nothing like tasting greatness.
No, exactly.
At Subway.
Reynolds leaves it for Church, and then in the corner, there's Davis. Good offensive rebound. And maybe one too many passes as that time Sophie Mullins, who does rebound about 7 a game, dished it a little bit too soon maybe, and Gate City comes up with the basketball. They'll go right into the paint for the drive by Kaylee Gose, a sister of the Twins, and she's fouled.
You know, in the semifinal win over East Rock, Gate City was down 4 at the half, and Kelly Housewright apparently lit into her team pretty good at halftime, and they outscored East Rock 31-8 in the third quarter. Forced 28 turnovers in that semifinal win.
Kayla Mulkey with the foul and the free throws from Gose, as some of the Central contingent watches. First one good, second one good, so Gate City stems the tide for the moment. And they have a 4-point lead. Here comes Reynolds. Back on February 17th, she had 26 against Gate City. But again, it was one of those 4 losses in the lane. Mullins can't connect. Nice box out down low. And that's Jordan Gose with the rebound.
Robert, well, I'll let you call this fast break foul here. 3 of the losses were 4, 5, and 6 points. In the 19-point loss, which I believe came in the conference tournament, Central shot 7 for 56 in that game.
Wow.
They're off to a much better shooting start tonight.
All right, early problem for Robin Dotson and Central here. Kayla Mulkey just got her second foul. Here's the junior Megan Edwards. The free throw is good. And now Gate City within 3, so what does Coach Dotson do now with 2 fouls on the junior Kayla Mulkey, who's one of the lockdown defenders on this team? Second shot, that'll be good. Mulkey with 5. Edwards with 2 as Mulkey still has 4.
Looks like Mulkey's going to stay on the floor for now. Might come out at the next dead ball.
Lead is 2 for the Warriors. Good dribble drive into the lane, and even with the fouls, Mulkey scores. She has 6. Morgan goes to the front court. Finds her twin sister Jordan, then down inside. That's Jordan Housewright. The 6'1 sophomore banks one in. She's a niece of the coaching family of Kelly and Jeremy Housewright. As Kelly's husband, Jeremy's on the bench as well.
I guess it's the 3rd year they've been coaching together. It's worked out pretty well so far. Gate City manning up.
Good perimeter drive into the corner. Reynolds will try her look at a 3, but it's off the rim. Davis is there, gives to Church, who's had the hot hand early, but that rattles out. Into the front court now. Gate City trying to set the offense. Another baseline jumper across the iron. Rebound goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Gate City. Central very active on the boards right now, knowing they have to do something with the rebounding because Gate City has a little edge in that coming in, but Central doing a good job.
Mass substitutions, 3 new players in for Central, and among those sitting down Kayla Mulkey with the 2 fouls.
And Gate City makes some changes as well. So it's a 2-point advantage for the Warriors. Blue Devils with the basketball. And off of this shot in the corner, we get a whistle that stops play before the shot from Morgan goes. Isn't it interesting that the 2 twins, as Kelly Housewright wants to know if that bucket counts or not? She thought that the whistle came right as the shot was released. She's trying to get that shot to count, but I guess it's off the ball and the foul occurred before the shot.
And she will huddle up with the other 2 officials.
Yeah, they're gonna chat about it. There's Coach House right there, who was a Rye Cove and Emory and Henry standout as Kelly Smith. Now you see the officials discussing what should take place here. No basket. Foul occurred first.
Not what Kelly Housewright wanted to hear. I think probably a good call, though.
Rachel Kilgore inbounds along the baseline. To Jordan goes. Out to Morgan. Drives the lane. And the leader's good. Right hand, left side.
Great body control, avoiding the contact.
And Gate City, all of a sudden, after the quick Central start, they've rallied back. But the Warriors with the basketball. Here comes some of that intense defense that Gate City's putting some pressure on. The ball tipped out of bounds.
Drive through the lane. See, avoiding the contact. 2 white shirts right there. Split them and got the layup to go.
Well, you know, Morgan Gose is a hurdler in track, so she's used to running and jumping and got a little elevation there coming down the lane.
More of a natural athlete than her sister is.
But both have scored over 1,200 points and both have over 500 rebounds. And you see twins like that, sometimes it's rare. Usually one has a lot more ability than the other, but they've both done a great job. Shot no good, rebound. One pulled down there by Morgan Gose, who's off to the races. Dishes across the lane, gets it back from Hannah Kilgore, and then just knocks down the 3 out front.
Same spot she hit the last one from.
And already Gose has 9. And Gate City now, after Central had gotten up to a great start, they have taken a 3-point advantage. At the other end, the jumper no good. A Morgan Gose rebound with an outlet there to Kaylee Gose, the third sister. She dishes inside, and that's laid up and in. And now Robin Dotson wants a timeout with 1:12 left in the first quarter. as the bucket counts for Gate City. This time it's Jordan on the basket.
That appears to be Morgan Ghost's spot tonight. Great pass over to her, and then watch the delay, and then nice pass across the lane right to the cutting. I believe that's the other Ghost, right?
That's Jordan. So Jordan laid that one in.
It's actually Kaylee Ghost, I think. I get them mixed up.
It's easy to do.
Easy to do.
Easy to do. The Gate City thing, they've got pictures of everybody.
3 Ghost sisters
club.
and 3 Kilgore sisters. There you have it. So you just say Ghost or Kilgore, you've got a decent percentage shot of being right, correct?
It's a 5-point Gate City lead all of a sudden now. They've gone on a terrific run here when set down inside. That layup just short from Cantrell. And here comes Rachel Kilgore into the front court for Gate City. Blue Devils with the basketball. They'll work the perimeter. On the wing, Jordan Ghost. Could elect to take the last shot here as the clock ticks down at the end of the first quarter. Central drops back, looks like more of a zone this time. Spin move on the baseline, traveling called on Morgan Ghost. And Mulkey back in with 2 fouls, and really, when she sat, Gary, that's kind of when things started to turn a little bit. She picked up 2 early fouls here for Central for the Warriors.
To be on offense for this last possession of the quarter. That's a good move by Robin Dotson.
Yep. Out front. Defensive matchup here between Reynolds and Morgan Ghost. Clock to 10 seconds, ticks down. Reynolds surveys the perimeter, looks for a place to break down. Off the dribble, throws it out front, bobbled by Mulkey, stolen by Ghost. Looked like she may have gotten away with double dribble there, but the shot is no good and will head to the quarter break. So Central got off to the quick start, but Gate City leads by 5 here in Richmond after quarter number 1. Back in Richmond alongside Gary Hessen with Ben Hamlin and our entire NFHS Network crew. Robert Fish here. Second quarter, we're underway. Some of the numbers have popped up already, Gary.
I think it's very interesting that Central got 17 shots to Gate City's 8 thanks to 5 offensive rebounds. That was part of it.
There's Jordan Ghost with another one. That's 4 for her, and now it's 19-12 in favor of the Blue Devils.
But Gate City shot 62% to 35% for Central. And that is that.
Good backdoor cut, but ball comes loose. Now we got a scrum, and we'll get a jump ball, and the arrow will stay with the Warriors. But that terrific start for Central. Here's another look a moment ago at the play we just saw. Good
Nice.
ball. Gatesey's got great ball movement right now.
Outside, not holding onto the ball very long, so the pass got into Morgan Ghost before the defense could react and was able to turn and have the layup pretty much uncontested.
And the assist numbers have to be in good favor right now for Gate City. Here's a long 3 out front, a lot of iron, no good. And a big rebound inside by Jordan Housewright, the 6'1 sophomore.
I think Central just needs to see the ball go through the basket one time to stem the. They've been stuck on 12 for a long time.
Yeah, they did race off to a good start, but you're right. That ticks back into the first quarter. Here comes the first quarter highlight hero there for Central, Annie Church, but she can't connect. She had 6 after quarter number 1. A lot of those came early. And into the front court. Hannah Kilgore had it for a moment. Baseline Jordan goes. And the Warriors come up with a rebound.
Logan Reynolds needs to get untracked too. No points. She does have 2 assists.
Lorena Flaskamp came down with that board. Now Central works the offensive pace. There goes Reynolds with a foul. As Ghost had the defense on the dribble, and Housewright came over. And let's see if Housewright got tagged with that one. Or it's Kilgore, actually. Kelly Housewright. We talked about her being a standout at Rye Cove. You know, she said when she came out of high school, had no interest in coaching. But that last game at Emory and Henry, when that was over with, as the free throw here is good.
The finality that basketball was over, yeah.
And basketball and sports, and the only way she could stay alive in it was to get into coaching. So she did. She took some lumps at Powell Valley, went there originally, and took lumps at Gate City originally. But all of a sudden things turned really quickly. Now she's got a good program built. And her team right now with the 6-point advantage is Central gets off the schneid here. But the second free throw, no good.
Twins like the Ghost twins help a
That
lot.
helps. And of course their dad Johnny was a standout athlete back in the day too. Good pass inside, but a nice steal eventually by the Warriors as Mulkey comes up with it. 2 first quarter fouls, but back in the contest now, of course.
I don't think he had any choice but to put Mulkey on the floor, and
Absolutely.
she needs to play. And they just hope she doesn't get her 3rd foul.
And a nice jumper on the far side by Logan Reynolds.
Foot on the line, though. 2 points.
Gets her 3 for the game. Pulls the Warriors to within 4. Goes Jordan style. Jumps and scores there, and she's got 6. And we talk about this Central team. Now here's a deflection off the inbound. Let her look at this quickly, though, Gary. Reynolds a step back a little bit.
Step back, got a little daylight, decided to go ahead and shoot. Same thing with Ghost there. They sloughed off of her, so she took 1 dribble in, took a little 15-footer.
Robin Dotson says that his Warrior club has to be a scratching, clawing, stingy defensive team. And they've been scrapping and clawing, but not so stingy early on. Give Gate City credit for moving the ball around on the offensive end. Reynolds surveys. Looking around the perimeter. Ryan Caldwell's in the game now for Central. Second quarter action. Traveling violation here on the dribble as Kayla Mulkey turns it over. Kayla Mulkey motivated by her sister's past success, Gary, trying to get something for Robin Dotson and the Warriors here in this championship game.
She was 5 years old when her sister Ashley played on the J.J. Kelly team that won the state title in 2002. Says it's been her dream to accomplish the same ever since.
That 2002 team under the direction of Coach Dotson went 30-0. Jumper out front, no good. There's Caldwell with a good clear of the boards. Actually, no, that's Mullins with the clear.
Pretty much my experience. If you never lose, you're going to have a good shot at winning the state title.
You win the last game, that's what matters,
Absolutely.
right? 6-point lead.
That's the kind of analysis you can't get just anywhere there,
Right,
Rob.
that's right. That's why they call you the best color man in the business, Gary. About halfway through this second quarter, 6-point lead for Gate City. Church.
Gate City playing a man-to-man that's almost like a matchup zone. It's almost like a matchup zone. If somebody drives, a couple people will crash onto her, but they still have, man responsibilities.
Kaylee Ghost tagged with the foul on the drive. Take another look at the Gate City bench and Coach House right there. Gate City beat Floyd County in the region semis, and everyone thought it was going to be a Floyd-Brunswick state championship matchup, but these two teams knocked those two off. Down low, Caldwell, no. Mullins back up, no. And now a foul as Kaylee Ghost grabs the rebound, and it looks as though Gate City's Sophie Mullins on the violation.
Kaylee Ghost was the hero, I believe, of that Floyd County game you're talking about, regional semifinal. One of those teams was not going to go to the state tournament, and Gate City got the win on a stick back by Ghost, Kaylee Ghost, with 2 seconds left.
And last year in the final, Central lost to Floyd County. So that team is one that has been around quite a bit on this stage. We've seen them several times here over the years.
Floyd County?
Yeah.
Yeah, Alan Cantrell, Hall of Fame coach.
Drive to the front court by Church. She had 9 points against Martinsville in a win earlier in the tournament. Caldwell, who can be a force inside, but throws a pass across the defense. Davis in the middle to Church, down to Caldwell. Mullins rebounds, and Caldwell can't connect, so Gate City working with the basketball. They'll come out with it. Quickly get it into the front court to Kilgore.
Tell you, Gate City's half-court defense is tenacious.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good. Ball on the floor. Edwards scrambles for it. Jump ball. It belongs back to Gate City. Defend with passion. Defensive intensity is really their MO. That's the kind of thing they need to do. Speaking of the Blue Devils, and they have done it early on in this one. You think about it, it was at one point Central had 12 points. They've got 15, and we're 3 minutes away from halftime just about. Here's a whistle and a foul.
Kelly Housewright said, we're going to live and die with defense. We're going to stick with it because offense gets the headlines, and you know the rest.
Reagan Davis tagged with the Central foul. Davis, a senior, was a Richlands transfer as a freshman. She came in from Richlands and became a part of this program for the Central Warriors. Meanwhile, the free throw here by Kaylee Ghost is good. Give her 3 points. And all of a sudden, very calmly and slowly, Gate City's built up a 7-point advantage. Make it 8. Morgan goes 9, Jordan goes 6, Kaylee goes 4.
Logan Reynolds.
What do you think the games are like at home in the backyard with that bunch? Throw Dad in there too?
I know the two twins are very intense and competitive.
They
so
are.
I'm sure the one-on-one games are a sight to behold.
Great pass from Reynolds, but the layup spins out for Mullins. But Church is there to clean it up, get her first basket since the first quarter. She's got 8 now. Still a 6-point game. And at the other end, a steal. Davis comes out with it. Leaves it for Reynolds.
With Morgan Ghost following Reynolds everywhere she goes, somebody else had to pick up the scoring slack. And looks like that person's Andy Church.
Yeah, Reynolds is going to run the point. Averages 19 a game, but going to try to get everybody else involved right now. She only had 4 points against Martinsville in the win, but she had 17 and 13 against Brunswick. Can't connect there. And it's Kilgore coming out with it for Gate City. Well, that ball is quickly moved down into the low post. Housewright kicks it out. There is a foul, which will result in a 1-and-1. Coach Housewright, it's been said she has what's called the Kelly glare. Folks down in Gate City, call it the most intense glare this side of Knoxville in reference to Tennessee coach Pat Summitt.
If it's anything like my house, I'm sure Jeremy can attest to the Kelly glare. And when you get compared to Pat Summitt down in Southwest Virginia, that's high praise right there. Anywhere, for that matter.
Housewright hits the first free throw. Pushes the lead to 7. As the second quarter winds down.
2:14 to go. Central just needs to stay in touch here to get to the locker room.
Yeah.
Just to keep it single digits, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. If they could get it back to about 5, they'd be just fine.
Housewright with 4. And the thing about this Gate City defense is they've only allowed 50 points on 5 occasions. One of those was to this Warrior squad. Big 3 wouldn't go down. Nice Reynolds rebound off of the miss by Davis, and we will get a foul on Gate City. Well, that would have been a huge 3 for Davis to knock down.
Yeah, rattled around in and out. Great rebound by Reynolds. That was pure tenacity.
Now that's 2 fouls on Kaylee Ghost, the sophomore, for Gate City. Inbound play coming up here. Reynolds goes out front. Gets it back on the wing. Now she'll try her luck at the 3, and that one's down for Logan Reynolds. Gives her 6 points. She averages 19 a game. She averaged 16.5 last year. She has some solid Division I offers, and at the other end, Gate City throws the ball away. And you talked about staying in touch with 1:35 left. The Warriors down by 5, Gary.
Take a look here. She measured the situation. Take a look at Ghost guarding her. Had enough room and went ahead and got it off. She had that flick of the wrist and just left it up there like that shooter's touch, like she knew that one was going in.
And now she'll bring the ball up the floor.
Kayla Mulkey takes a seat, Robert.
That's a
Coach
good
Robin
idea.
Dotson wants to make sure she stays at 2 fouls going in the second half.
Great backdoor cut, but a miss by Davis. That's a great pass. But Davis couldn't convert. Eliza Mullins with a good feed. Now here at the other end, Jordan goes no, and a rebound goes out of bounds off Central. It'll stay with Gate City with 1:06 left in the half. And the Blue Devils with a 5-point lead on the Warriors. Gate City trying to get that ball in bounds. And another turnover. Church on the way. Nice stop and shoot. No, can't get it to go. Good rebound inside. Turnaround. Up and in. And that's Flaskamp. Karina Flaskamp with the bucket. Down to a 3-point lead.
Nice little run here by Central just before halftime.
Baseline jumper. Jordan Ghost can't connect, and it's one and go the other way again. Got to give the Warriors some credit here. Davis into the front court, that calming influence trying to step forward. Reynolds backs out. You got 22 seconds. You can take the last shot if you wish right here.
I think that'd be a smart move, and it looks like that's what the Warriors are going to do.
Reynolds will back it out. We talked about her. She's got 8 solid Division I offers from what we've heard. She's only a junior. She'll work it all the way down. Now turn and fire and connect with 1 second on the clock. And that'll take us to halftime. Logan Reynolds with 8. And we've got a 1-point game, so Central gets up off the deck.
7-0 run.
After losing some momentum from the first half, from the first quarter, they come back. Ben Hamlin has Kelly Housewright of Gate City. Ben.
Okay, Coach Housewright, an interesting first half. They got off to the quick start, but you guys need some hot shooting. 62% in the first quarter to get back in, and then they made a run right before the half.
Yeah, it's a game of runs, and we know, they're going to make runs. We're going to make runs, and we got to take care of the ball and sit down and play defense like we're capable, and we got to do a better job boxing out, keeping them off the boards.
How much will you talk about making defensive adjustments to kind of prevent a run like we just saw in the second half?
We'll talk about it. We're going to talk about a lot of things. First of all, they're getting too many second chance opportunities. That can't keep happening.
Thank you very much, Coach. Good luck in the second half. All right, let's send it back over to Gary and Robert.
All right, good first half here in this 2A Girls Championship from Richmond. Halftime activities, Gate City by 1. Back with more in a moment.
3, yeah.
We're just going to talk a little bit about some of your fun activities and the conference coming up, and when do you find time to sleep or cross country and all your schoolwork?
We don't.
Halftime at the Siegel Center in Richmond on the campus of Virginia Commonwealth University. Gate City up on Central, 25-24, Group 2A Girls State Championship. Let's head over to Ben Hamlin, who has some special guests and a special guest standing by. Ben, take it away.
Okay, thank you so much. And we are joined this evening by Umberto Zarco, a member of the VHSL Student Action Team. Now, you're one of 12 representatives around the state heading up to the big Student Action Conference coming up in a few weeks in Northern Virginia.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited about it. We get to learn a whole lot and meet with a lot of people from across the state. It's very exciting.
And then you go back to your particular area and spread this knowledge to other students within the Virginia High School League family.
Yeah, definitely. Certainly, especially for the schools that don't have the chance to go, we try and tell them a little bit about what we learned, and maybe they'll be able to go next year and learn what we learned.
Now, I've talked to you earlier. Your schedule is really busy. When do you find time to sleep? All of your schoolwork, you're running cross country, and how do you do it all?
Well, we sleep in class. No, we don't actually. we don't get any sleep. We like to work hard, and nobody ever complains. Nobody looks back and wishes they slept more. So we just don't sleep, and we work hard in everything we do.
How wonderful has this association been for you with the VHSL?
It's been great. It's meant a lot. I've learned things that you can't learn in the classroom. The teamwork we've done, the activities, and it's also kept me humble too. Like looking at everybody and what they do, it's learned a lot. So I'm really excited about it, and I'm very thankful for what they've been able to do for me.
Senior this year, what are your future plans like as far as post-high school education?
Let's hope for getting into Virginia Tech, going to Virginia Tech, hopefully working for ESPN Radio one day, definitely, going into the communications field.
Okay, how fun is it being a student athlete there? You really have to juggle both things.
I've been juggling a lot for the last 4 years, hoping to juggle a little bit more at Virginia Tech as a Hokie.
Okay, Mr. Zarco, thank you so much for spending some time with us, and I'll be watching the evening news in a few years and see you're doing great things out in the world and say, I had a chance to talk to him, and he's a product of the Virginia High School League. Let's send it back over to the booth and Robert and Gary.
And, of course, if he wants to learn about that, he can talk to Ben, who's been one of the tops in the industry for a number of years. All right, time out here. We'll be back with more at halftime. Gate City ahead by 1 in Richmond.
Ooh, what's that?
It's a flatiza. It's new from Subway.
That's from Subway? What's a flatiza?
It's melty cheese and marinara on super crispy flatbread. I'm here.
Introducing the Bio-Duplicator. Great to see you guys. Did I just blow your mind?
Flatiza?
Yes.
Flatiza.
The latest invention from Subway, the new Flatiza. Crispy flatbread loaded with mozzarella and made the way you say. Now get 2 for $5. Subway, eat fresh.
Directions to the nearest Subway?
13 players, 1 goal, no excuses. We don't want no excuses tonight. We got a chance to send a message to them loud and clear. We're in the playoff mode now. Don't let them play harder than you. Players won, winners won. Yeah. 5 to go. Calvert for the win. Off the iron. From everybody. Unreal.
Back at the Siegel Center in Richmond on the campus of Virginia Commonwealth University alongside Gary Hess and with Ben Hamlin and our entire NFHS Network crew. Robert Fish here. You see the 1-point advantage for Gate City over Central. We've had an outstanding first half and a number of things to look at, Gary.
Nice early dish inside in the basket there. You look over on the Gate City side, kick to Morgan Ghost. We knew how to knock that down. Another inside look. Lay in there by Housewright. Out for the other 3-point shot. Morgan Ghost in the same spot. Inside, that was Jordan Ghost. Now back to the Central side. The 3-pointer by Logan Reynolds. Wait, but then the follow shot. Nice job by one of the inside players. That does Flack Amp. Then another shot made there by the surprise of the first half, Annie Church. Interesting numbers in the first half. Look at the differences in shots taken. 32-15 for Central. One key, 10 offensive rebounds. And you heard Kelly Housewright talk about second chance points. Central shooting just 34%. Morgan Ghost 9 points to get Gate City the lead.
All right, we'll take a timeout here and come back. Second half on the way shortly, so stick with us. Gate City by 1 here in Richmond.
Ba-da-da-da-da.
Starting the third quarter from the Group 2A Girls State Championship here at the Siegel Center in Richmond. Gate City with the 1-point advantage. The Central Warriors with the basketball. And they'll go to work here in the second half. Get the first crack offensively at it with Reynolds, who had 8 points in half number 1. She is matched up with Kilgore now. Lob it inside. Little turn, quick bank shot, rims off. And a big rebound from Morgan Ghost. And rebounding a point of emphasis at halftime for Gate City, I'm sure.
Especially defensive rebounding, keeping the Central off the offensive boards.
Around the wing to Kilgore, that's Rachel. Pass to the high post to Jordan Ghost. She's into the lane. And that one's sticking in the basket for Jordan Ghost, she's got 8.
First half scoring leaders, Logan Reynolds and Annie Church with 8 each for Central for Gate City. Morgan Ghost with 9, Jordan now with 8, as Robert just said.
Around the perimeter, Church. Expect some defensive intensity from Gate City this half. Little drop step, layup, just wouldn't stay down. A good look at it, but it wouldn't go in the bucket for Reynolds.
Another one and done possession.
Yep, that's the point of emphasis, you would certainly think. Along the baseline, Jordan Ghost. Nice defensive move and a tie-up from Reagan Davis, but it stays with Gate City. That left Jordan Ghost right there wide open in the post for a moment.
Jordan Ghost kind of pivoted, and all of a sudden the defense fell away from her, and she had an easy look.
An offensive foul call here on Morgan Ghost on that drive to the bucket. As Coach Dotson trying to get his team to the state championship for Central. He's done it before. That J.J. Kelly team, it had Lachey Collier, Rachel Helton, Sarah Helton on it.
It's always easy to see what kind of, interesting to see what kind of adjustments coaches make at halftime. We've seen quite a bit of it during this tournament. What will the teams do differently here?
On the perimeter, Reynolds now. Oh, nice dish down low, but that shot from Cantrell blocked. And Gate City turning it up a notch defensively to open the third quarter, but a traveling violation as Jordan Ghost turns the basketball over. Good job by the Warriors to get back.
Housewright definitely showing intensity on the sidelines and probably in the locker room as well.
And an inbound from Central knocked away, and they'll do it again.
Three one and done possessions now so far, so they've cleaned that part up. Now she wants to see more intensity on defense, I'm sure.
Now Reagan Davis pulling the trigger here, goes right to Logan Reynolds. She's done a little bit of everything so far in this contest. Good job just surveying there. They drive to the basket, no good, and a whistle and a blocking foul. But a couple times there was an open player, and it looked like Reynolds had an opportunity to pass, but then that lane closed, and she did a good job to keep the basketball. And now Morgan Ghost has picked up 2 quick fouls to start the third for Gate City. But great court awareness here from Reynolds. And her first free throw is good. She's now up to 9 points in the game. In a 17-point, 13-rebound game in the win over Brunswick that got Central to this point, a game that Coach Dotson said he thought no one else around thought that Central would win that game. Reynolds with 10 now. Into the front court. Gate City works down low, and the layup is good.
Key to that play was Megan Edwards on the long pass. She made the catch, and the momentum carried her forward, and she barely kept her pivot foot and then found the open cutter for the basket.
That's Rachel Kilgore. Nice pass from Reynolds to Church on the baseline. Too strong, though. And Morgan Ghost saves it. It's eventually picked up, though, by the hustling Reynolds. The jumper from Mulkey, no good. Scrap for the rebound. Church finds her way in. Block shot. Cantrell trying to rip it out of the hands of Hannah Kilgore. Jump ball stays with the Central Warriors. And now we're seeing some of that scrapping on both sides.
Take a look here, the long pass. Watch her barely hold on to her pivot foot and then find the cutter for the basket.
Kilgore with the swim move.
Little swim move there from Rachel Kilgore to finish it, but Megan Edwards saved that play. Nearly lost her pivot foot there.
Little spin shot off the Reynolds attempt, no good. Almost got away with that one.
Tried a little finger roll there.
Morgan goes to Jordan Housewright, and Reynolds is in there to pull the rebound. Like I said, she does
really,
everything.
She really does do a little bit of everything.
Into the front court, and just a junior. She'll be back next year. You know, Gary, she scored 16.5 a game last year. Now she's got 19 a game. Here's a turnover, though. Morgan Ghost steals the ball. She would improve maybe next season. Into the front court, Rachel Kilgore for Gate City with the ball and the three-point advantage in the third. Jordan Ghost finds her way to the bucket. Now there's a foul in the middle of that Central pack. It is Logan Reynolds who gets the foul. Second foul on her. First team foul this half and this quarter. It will put Jordan Gose on the free throw line for 2. First one up, no good. You know, we talk a lot about Morgan Gose, who really is, for all intents and purposes, the standout, if you will. But Jordan likes to remind her fraternal twin that she's 14 minutes older.
Always like to remind. That's the one she can't ever lose.
That's right.
She's got that one won forever.
Free throw up and good this time.
Morgan immediately claims that one doesn't count.
Right. You can't help that.
No, got no control.
That's a 4-point advantage for Gate City. Deep corner 3, no good. And Morgan Gose pulls down the rebound. Surveys the floor, finds her sister in the front court. Leaning shot won't go. Tipped rebound pulled down by Central. They'll go the other way with it after Flaskamp's good board.
Those front court players, man, they get the rebound. They immediately go, hey, where's 13?
There is 13 right there. 12 points. Down to a 2-point Gate City advantage. Jordan pops into the middle, no. And now Jordan Housewright. And that's partially blocked and pulled out of the air by Central. They can tie or take the lead right here. Great pass, but the bank shot no good.
Caught the pass, and instead of moving forward, fall away. The shot was affected by Jordan Housewright. Jordan Housewright's length at 6'1" affected that shot. She drifted backwards instead of forwards when going up, and that's why the shot was short.
Well, Flaskamp just couldn't quite finish that. Now Gate City still 2-point advantage. Inside, Housewright turns and fires, and her bank shot over Flaskamp works. Housewright was 6. Back to a 4-point advantage. Reynolds lost control of the ball. We got a collision. Player hurt. Church throws it down low. And this time Flaskamp doesn't miss, but now we got to stop play as it looks like Rachel Kilgore is down, grabbing that right shoulder a little bit. She took the brunt of that collision. And hopefully she'll be okay in just a moment. Just a stinger maybe.
Hope it's just a stinger. Reynolds had the ball poked away from behind and going for the loose ball, went after it pretty aggressively, and the collision. Just a basketball play, though. Just a basketball play, but unfortunate for Rachel Kilgore.
Got this training staff out talking to her. She's in a seated position right there on the floor. Now she seems to be smiling a little bit, looking up at the training staff. So hopefully she's okay. With the 2-point advantage, they'll help her up a little bit. So hopefully shake that one off and head back to the bench for a moment. Coach Housewright out there to tend to her as well, but coming off under her own power at least. And we'll see. She favors that right arm a little, though. A teammate reached out to give her a handshake, but she did the left hand instead of the right.
She did the crisscross, yeah.
So we'll see how that goes down to the end of the bench, and hopefully we'll see her back.
If you've ever had a stinger, it can be very, very painful, but then maybe not last very long.
Yeah, that's the thing about a stinger. If there's anything worse than that, of course, with the strict movement. So the stinger usually, you get that shoulder pop, and it stings right at the points. Why they call it a stinger, and it goes all the way down your arm. So you strike a nerve.
Yeah, it's no fun. Zero fun, sir.
Occurs a lot in football.
And there were some football elements to that collision.
Saw a little bit of it right there. Morgan Gose, no. Rebound inside. Partial block. 2-shot foul here coming up on the follow by Hannah Kilgore. As Kelly Housewright paces back and forth.
Okay, go to NFHSnetwork.com to download.
Opportunity for the free throw here. Hannah Kilgore puts one in.
That was on Chelsea Salyers, who just checked into the game.
So Salyers picks up her first. And Kilgore has 2 from the line. Pushes the lead back to 4. So Central hanging right in there. You know, as we said, these teams have played 4 times. Gate City's won all of them. They won 45-40 and 58-54 in the regular season. The Clinch Mountain Conference was a 41-22 Gate City win in the tournament.
That's the game, 7 for 56 shooting for Central.
And then 44-38 in the West region. As the whistle blows before the pass and shot, we get a foul on Gate City. You're watching the Virginia High School League State Basketball Championships on the NFHS Network. Go to nfhsnetwork.com/BHSL to watch live games, replays, and highlights of all the action. And don't forget to get that mobile app. Central works around the perimeter. Now Davis into the corner. Good drive to the bucket. The layup comes up short. And we get a collision right in front of the bench. And we'll get a travel call out of that. Let's check in with Ben Hamlin. Ben.
And you guys were speaking about the NFHS mobile app, and here it is in the flesh. I made great looking pictures and stuff to keep up with all of the high school action. You can pick it up at the Apple Store or the Android apps department. So either way you got it, you can get the mobile app. Back to you guys.
Thank you, man. Google Play, iTunes as well. You can watch Ben Hamlin up close and personal, as well as all of the action all around the country, too, from the NFHS Network, covering all the state's actions of all sports. Here's a pass out front to Church as Central tries to cut this 4-point Gate City advantage.
Gate City ratcheting up that half-court defense.
Reynolds backs up, sizes things up, draws Morgan Ghost, goes to work on the dribble. Still trying to find somewhere to move through the zone. There goes Davis around the perimeter. She missed the first 8 games of the season with mononucleosis. A kick in the corner for a high arcing shot. A Central rebound. And a block shot and a foul on the follow. And that's from Sophie Mullins. And the foul goes against Hannah Kilgore.
Little force that time from Logan Reynolds, but a great offensive rebound and then drew the foul.
Robin Dotson with some words of wisdom. At the line, here's Mullins. Her first free throw from the left-hander, no good. Mullins now just a freshman, actually, on the roster here at 5'11". So there's some talent there. Another opportunity for her. And that free throw, that rattles out, unfortunately, for Central. The rebound pulled down by Kaylee Ghost, but then she'll lose it in the front court.
Robert, it looks like Rachel Kilgore is having some ice taped to her shoulder down there on the Gate City sideline, so it doesn't look like we're going to see her for a little while.
Well, hopefully she'll be okay. Nothing too terribly serious. The ice to keep the swelling down, hopefully, if there comes any of that. Davis for 3 on the perimeter, no. And Gate City gets the deflection in the hands of Morgan Ghost. Now Reagan Davis unable to knock down. It was just a weekend of practice that Davis came down with mono and then missed the 8 games, but back in full force now. Morgan Ghost for 3, and that won't stay in. Down inside, a jump ball on the follow from Kaylee Ghost. That'll stay in Gate City's possession. Still a 4-point game as the third quarter winds down for the 2A Girls Championship, the state title, here in Richmond at the Siegel Center, Virginia Commonwealth University. Here's a steal by Davis, and then a foul as she tries to come up with the ball. Morgan Ghost has her 3rd personal, and they're all this quarter.
Great anticipation to intercept that pass by Reagan Davis, and then Morgan Ghost tried to compensate and got the foul. They're going to get Ghost out of the game for these final. I guarantee you'll see her in for the start of the 4th quarter.
Get her out of there with 40 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. She is replaced by Sarah Kilgore. We talked about all the family connection on this Gate City team. Twin sisters and
we'll see
nieces.
See some family connections in the next game. Dan River, three of the 5 starters named Edmonds.
Drive by Mulkey, can't connect. And the rebound lost off a knee out of bounds. It'll go to Gate City. That'll be Bruton and Dan River, our final championship game of the night. That comes up a little bit later. We still need to decide this one, though, for our 11th championship of this extended weekend, if you will. Here's a pass. Kilgore holds on to it, but travels as good defensive pressure from Mulkey caused her to lose her pivot foot there. Mulkey's the spark plug of this team. She had 14 in a key win over Martinsville, and right now she has 6 points. Three-pointer Davis on the perimeter. That one's good as the horn sounds. Count it.
Right on time.
That will pull the Warriors to within one, and we'll go to the fourth quarter. Bombs away from Reagan Davis. The three-point shooter on this team delivers. Back with the fourth quarter in Richmond in a moment.
Subway is a proud sponsor of the VHSL. Visit your local Subway restaurants. Subway, where winners eat.
Oh, cruncha muncha.
Cruncha, 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 cruncha.
We're live? Fritos on my sub. Cruncha muncha, cruncha muncha, cruncha muncha, cruncha muncha.
Fritos on my sub.
The new Fritos Chicken Enchilada Melt from Subway. Tender pulled chicken, authentic enchilada sauce with Fritos corn chips on top. It's the chicken enchilada with a gotta have it crunch. Only at one place, Subway. Eat fresh.
It's Wardell for the win! Skyview State Champs!
Be there. The NFHS Network. Download the app today.
Don't want no excuses tonight. We in the playoff mode now. Don't let them play hard. Play as one, win as one. One time, yeah!
We can get a planner up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Perfect.
Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the student broadcast program, visit nfhsnetwork.com/SBP.
We've got a one-point game to the fourth quarter. The Central Warriors have to believe and get over the hump, and they are doing a great job of that. As we look at the numbers, Gary, we can see why they're still in this ball game.
Once again, offensive rebounds, 5 more in the third quarter. 15 offensive rebounds, being out-rebounded 27-24. Central has 49 shot attempts, more than double Gate City's 24. Gate City's turned it over 15 times. Those numbers are why Central, with 28% shooting, is only 1 point down going into the fourth.
And Logan Reynolds finds a way to the basket, 14 points, and the Star steps up. And for Central Wise, they jumped out to the early start, and now back in front. And now the tie-up as Davis, but it'll stay with Gate City, forces the jump ball.
Individually, Reynolds now at 14 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. There's Reynolds with the up and under. Finds the room and knocks it down. The Ghost Twins, Morgan and Jordan, 9 points apiece to lead Gate City.
And now Morgan steps into traffic and draws the foul. As now we'll see the intensity of the Ghost Twins here, especially Morgan, as they step forward, see if they try to take control of this basketball game. The personal foul was on Davis, her second. And the Kelly glare getting closer to coming out from Coach Housewright, and Ghost misses the free throw. As she watches intently, the former standout at Rye Cove and Henry as well. Free throw up. That one wasn't smooth either, and that went off the glass into the hands of Central. And Sophie Mullins pulled it down. A minute into quarter number 4. Davis kicks it back out front. There to Logan Reynolds on the wing. Morgan Ghost stares her down. 3 fouls on Ghost. Reynolds tries to break the dribble, gives it off to Church. Little 3-man game right now, if you will. Church, Reynolds, and Davis.
He's clearing out. Robin Dotson's directing traffic on the offensive side, trying to clear out room for Reynolds to operate.
They'll run the motion. And then Davis tried to fire the pass, and we get a tie up there as that pass was deflected, but Gate City keeps the possession arrow. So really spreading the floor out now for Coach Dotson here. Inbound to Davis, bombed away from 3 at the end of the quarter, pulled her team within 1 into the lane. Nice dish, layup is good. What a pass to Mullins, who scores off the Davis assist, and Central's up by 3.
Great job of waiting to draw the defense, then to dish with the bounce pass. Regular pass wouldn't have worked there. The bounce pass, a great choice.
Cross scored here. Gate City works on offense, now trailing by 3 after leading much of the contest after Central's early surge in the first quarter. Edwards around the perimeter. Hannah Kilgore on the wing. Back and forth they go against the 2-3 zone. Into the middle, now on the baseline. Kilgore to Morgan Ghost. She'll fire from out front. That rims off. Jordan Ghost had the rebound tied up by Reynolds. Gate City keeps possession on the jump ball. Now what do you do now, Gary, if you're going to see this zone? They've got to find a way to attack it as we see Kaylee Ghost check back in.
It worked in a game this afternoon. Radford against Alta Vista on the boys' side. Radford went to the zone for a while, and it worked very, very well because you have to attack it differently. If you don't see it all the time, it takes a while to figure it out.
They find Ghost on the far side, but her shot's well off the mark. Gate City with the rebound. That heave doesn't go. Church pulls it down and finds Reynolds.
Skip pass, one way to do it to get an open look from the perimeter.
Church out to Davis as they play that 3. There's Reynolds spotting and draining from the corner. Reynolds with 17. It's a Gate City timeout. Logan Reynolds pushes the lead to 6 for the Warriors. And you could see that little 3-man weave.
You could see that coming, that 3-man weave, and Reagan Davis went around. The defense collapsed, and Logan Reynolds was over in the corner just waiting. And as soon as you saw that unfolding, you knew where the pass was going, and you knew where the shot was going too.
And she spotted up on the college 3-point line for that one. She was way behind.
One finger up in the air. She knew it was down to second and left her hand.
500 wins for Coach Robin Dotson. He's done it a long time. What does he like best about coaching?
Well, I like the competition and just love working with kids and helping them achieve their goals and help watching them succeed. And most of it, they go on and succeed in life when they've played sports.
Robin Dotson, he's had a championship before at J.J. Kelly, which is now defunct. Makes up part of this group. And a 6-point lead. He's closing in on another one, Gary.
Drew the defense. Look at that. Step out. Boom.
You know, you mentioned it earlier. Gate City was playing a little matchup man-to-man with some zone principle, and what they've done is they've spread it out. They've taken the post players out of position, and they're making Gate City play defense with 3 people while they weave and move around.
They take the post players, put them on one side outside the paint, and 3 people operate on half the floor.
That's how you get 500 wins.
That's correct.
Shot at the other end, though. Good. Reynolds rebounds.
What did you say Kelly Housewright said? She said she can't match wits with Robin Dotson.
She had alluded to in a article recently published. Here's Reynolds out front. Kick it off to Mulkey, who's now part of the weave here. Patience. 6-point lead. See how much time's left there, just a little over 4 minutes in the fourth. Now Ghost comes out. Reynolds doing a great job to counter her. Gate City's won the previous 4 meetings between these two. Morgan Ghost looks up at the clock. And then will reach and foul. And that's 4 on her all this half. And right now, there's a lot of time left, but Central, the Warriors, have got control of it for the moment. There's a slight look of discomfort and not yet panic on the Gate City faces, but they know they've got to make something happen.
They're not panicking, but they can see panic from where they're at.
Look at Reynolds just control the game here.
Extending the man-to-man.
Working against Megan Edwards. Edwards comes out, Reynolds dribbles low. They just continue to work. Good motion, spreading the floor.
In this situation, having a Logan Reynolds is such a luxury because she has those intangibles that can just keep the ball in her hands.
At some point, you have to think about trapping out of this. Ghost trying to hold Reynolds. Here comes the trap.
Nice call, right on time there, Robert.
But Reynolds able to work through it.
The key to that was recognizing it before they got all the way there.
That's it.
That's 5. She's done.
Oh man. Morgan Ghost. Has fouled out of the state championship game with 3:06 left and Gate City down by 6. And Ghost with a look of disbelief as she heads to the bench.
Remember, another starter, Rachel Kilgore, already on the sidelines with that shoulder injury.
Yeah, that's hurt too, in more ways than one. Now the free throw is off from Church, who hit 7 out of 8 in a win over Martinsville earlier when she had 9 points. Gate City to the front court, we're under 3. Jordan goes, baseline jumper and connects. So Jordan with 11. Now, for Gate City, one or the other of Morgan Ghost or Jordan Ghost have led the team in scoring as we get a foul in the postseason. Now it's going to have to be Jordan, and it will have to be enough, Gary.
Let's take a look. Nice. Got the look, measured it, had the room to take the shot and knocked it down.
Now we get the Central Warriors on the free throw line. And it's Logan Reynolds. 17 to this point, add to it. Just the decision to spread the floor and work the motion has really changed the game. And the three-pointer at the end of the third quarter from Reagan Davis gives a little momentum to the Warriors. The free throw no good, and Housewright chases it down in the corner.
You think about it, Gate City scored 2 points so far in the fourth quarter.
Lauren Carter has had to come in, the senior. She has it on the wing. She'll fire a 3. Get a rebounding foul down low on Housewright. And Coach Kelly Housewright.
Not happy with that call. Yeah.
The officials, yeah.
But you know, we talk about the adjustments Robin Dotson has made on offense with the weave, and we need to talk about that because using half the floor and running that motion offense has worked wonderfully against that matchup kind of zone man-to-man type look that Gate City was using. But the other side of the coin is defensively what Central has been able to do because Gate City has just 2 points in the fourth quarter.
Well, Coach Housewright trying to battle her way back into this one for her team, and what are some of the things that she likes most about coaching overall?
Well, you know, I just love the sport. I've played forever, and I've been in coaching 12 years, and you know, I've got a great group of kids, and being able to help these kids and helping them excel, and not just in basketball but in life, it's rewarding, and I can't imagine doing anything else.
She's done a great job with that Gate City program, like we alluded to. She started her coaching, it took some lumps at Powell Valley, and even started at Gate City and had a little bit of a transition as she replaced a very popular coach, but has really come on here in the last couple of years, Gary.
You know, and it is truly, you talk about a family affair with some of these families. Her husband's an assistant. Her 6-year-old watches game film with her at home. I wonder if the 6-year-old provides like game plan tips.
Well, it's in the family, no question. And there you look at the run that's been going on for Central here in this quarter after that big 3 to end the third. So that moves it up to 11 points since that in that little bit of a mini run since this quarter started. Going back
and it
to
was
the end,
in the third quarter when they first started running that weave.
Now the free throw missed by Mulkey. Gate City will hurry. Morgan goes is fouled out. Kaylee goes, dishes to Jordan, and Jordan travels with the ball and then slams it down as she fires it back to go up the other end of the floor. And 2:19 left. Gate City turns it over again.
That's the last one-on-one. It'll be the double bonus from here on out.
And look at Logan Reynolds just maneuver her way around the defense. Going to try to trap her if you can. Chase her around the floor. Now she turns, in trouble, might need a timeout. It comes from the bench, I think. Coach Dotson took it from there, and he'll take a short timeout.
Just 1 to go now for Robin Dotson.
Let's see if Gate City has waited a little bit too late. What they're going to need now, Gary, is that, of course, they got to turn the ball over here.
27 years of coaching experience for Robin Dotson.
You can buy a DVD of this championship or any other of the Virginia High School League championships at nfhsnetwork.com/VHSL. All the sports, basketball, football, cheerleading, volleyball, swimming, and more. Click on the Get DVD button to take home your memory. That's nfhsnetwork.com/VHSL. A lot of folks might want a copy of this one. Central with a 5-point advantage, looking for their first state championship. They were the runner-up last season.
Blue Devils will go high pressure man-to-man here, immediately trap in the corner. Reynolds gets out of it easily.
It's a lot of chase right now as Davis works around the perimeter. She surveys her way through traffic. Boy, they are really well versed in this. Reynolds helps, certainly, and leaves it right out front for Davis, who is an experienced senior.
You know, coming up with the idea to do that, the motion offense and running against things. 5th meeting, you know what each other does.
Right.
And coming up with these new wrinkles, a critical part of it.
And a foul on Gate City. It's the 3rd foul on Kaylee Ghost. Kelly Housewright can only watch now, her team down. Free throw is up, and it's good. From Annie Church, who opened the game with 6 points and now has 9. And remember, she hit 7 out of 8 against Martinsville from the line in a big win. Doesn't connect there, but look at where the rebound ends up. Bulky in the corner, and we'll get a Gate City foul.
Central's going to have to make free throws to ice this game. You want to get the monkey off your back, you want to win that championship, going to have to earn it at the free throw line.
Well, Central beat Richlands and Martinsville to get to this point. Mulkey's free throw is good. The biggest win, as Mulkey has 7, was over Brunswick just last week in this building. Brunswick was unbeaten. They have 2 of Bryant Stith's daughters on that team. Free throw is good. Both are outstanding players. And as Robin Dotson said, he believed no one gave his team a chance to beat Brunswick. Nice dish inside. Housewright layup settles in. And Gate City will take a timeout.
Robert Logan Reynolds recently said, last year we didn't get the job done. We're hungry. We have a lot of heart for the game. And I think we're ready. And, you know, they've played all night, win or lose, like they believed that they were ready.
When you've got a veteran coach, as Coach Housewright here tries to work something for her team with the 4th quarter winding down and down by 6. When you've got Coach Dotson over there, you know he's going to find a way. When you've got all those wins, he's going to find a way to make something happen and get you prepared, and that's certainly what they have been tonight. Take a look at how they got to this point. Reynolds got it started.
Up and under move Reynolds. Then Reynolds with the three from the outside. Then Reynolds with
She got it started.
Three.
She got it all done, it looks like.
She has that last three she ran with the one up on running down the court. She knew that one was in the seconds. She left. Can never go wrong putting the ball in Logan Reynolds' hands.
There's a foul on the inbound, and there'll be Logan Reynolds with the ball in her hands again. But how about Kayla Mulkey? We talked about this. Motivated by her sister, who won a state championship.
Yep.
She once won too.
J.J. Kelly in 2002, her sister Ashley got it done.
Of course, that was Robin Dotson coaching that squad. Free throw's good from Logan Reynolds.
You know, it was interesting. Kelly Housewright was protesting that foul call, but the foul came with no time coming off the clock. However, it put Logan Reynolds on the free throw line.
That's 19 for Reynolds. I told you before as the contest unfolded, she is a stat stuffer, fiery player, and she's got 20 points. She had 26 against Gate City in February, but that was a loss. Deep corner three, no good, and look who's got the rebound. Now she'll work the dribble.
I mean, there's no question. She runs the show, doesn't she?
Into the front court, Church. Gets a little help there from Reagan Davis. Back to Church. Working around the floor. We're under a minute. And you got a foul. A foul charge to Megan Edwards.
Logan Reynolds like, go ahead, put me on the free throw line. That's okay.
4 wins for Gate City in the previous 4 meetings. Free throw here no good, though, for Reynolds. Down to 53 seconds. This can push the lead to 9, Gary. And boy, Gate City's offense has been choked off here. We talked about this being a defense kind of game. And Kaylee comes out with it. And Davis nearly had the steal on the pass length of the floor ahead to Carter. Morgan Ghost is fouled out, too, for Gate City.
I was just saying, great anticipation by Davis to prevent any kind of fast break.
Gate City needs a shot. Edwards around the perimeter trying to find somewhere to go. Out front, that'll be Carter. Can't connect for 3. And out of bounds goes the ball. They'll keep it with the Blue Devils. With 36 seconds to play, this one's just about done.
The Central faithful across from us on their feet, just waiting to explode.
They were runners-up last year to Floyd County. Reagan Davis fouled out of that game. Started the year with mono. She's motivated by that loss last season. And now she's going to the free throw line. Housewright picks up the foul. Megan Davis to the line as Reynolds talks to Coach Dotson. Free throw up. A little bit off.
Reagan Davis is the undisputed leader. I mean, Logan Reynolds on the floor is the leader, but in terms of leadership in the locker room, it's Reagan Davis.
Just a calming influence. Transfer from Richlands as a freshman, now a senior. 4 points with that free throw. Streaking into the front court, trying to dish it down low and out of bounds. And that's been the story of the night, too. Gate City's turned the ball over. And the Central Warriors now with 26 seconds left, leading by 9, about to claim their first state championship and the second for Coach Robin Dotson and his long tenure. Reynolds in the backcourt, dribbles through traffic. She has really commanded the show, especially about midway through the third quarter on. Whistle and an official's timeout. We've got an injury as Kaylee Ghost appears to maybe be bleeding. And they've gotten hit in the nose, so she'll have to leave the floor. And now the Central folks are going to get a lot of substitutions. They're bringing Allie Stallard into the game, who has a knee brace on. But the junior is going to get the play for 13 seconds. The inbound to Reynolds. How about that? Get into the ball game for ceremonial purposes. Davis is going to hold the ball with a big smile on her face. And there you have it. The Central Warriors get their first ever state championship, and they beat a team that beat them 4 times in the regular season to do it, 47-38.
Robin Dotson said he'd rather be in that position, and now we know why.
Central, your Group 2A Girls State Championship. An amazing performance from Logan Reynolds with 20. And her teammates. And how about Allie Stallard getting to come onto the floor after suffering a knee injury at some point in the season?
That was really cool.
And she gets into the championship game in the final game of the year. A lot of happy faces, and folks having a great time. The post-game awards and ceremony coming up in a moment. The Central Warriors are your state champions. Just a tremendous performance. Try to get a word with Coach Dotson. Let's check in with Ben Hamlin. Ben.
Okay, we're here with Coach Dotson from Central Wise. Congratulations on winning the girls 2A state champion. What does this victory and this title mean to the folks back in Wise?
It's sweet. It's sweet. Just unbelievable. We just said at halftime, you got to believe. You got to believe, and they did. Gut check. Excellent. Fantastic.
Congratulations, Coach Dotson. Go celebrate with your team. Central Wise, your girls 2A state champs. They're heading back to Wise with the hardware. Back to the booth, Gary and Robert. Oh, we're going to go to a break. We'll be right back.
Programs. Our schools are united in their commitment to provide education-based athletics and activities to students across the Commonwealth. We believe that through participation in VHSL programs, the young men and women who participate learn life lessons that will help them become better citizens. Accordingly, our first award tonight is the Marshall Johnson Sportsmanship Award. This award is named after Virginia High School Hall of Famer and AP sports writer Marshall Johnson, and is presented to the school whose coaches, players, cheerleaders, and fans have made an effort to behave in a manner that is positive and has shown respect for opposing players, coaches, fans, and game officials. Presenting the award tonight is Tournament Director Ted Salmon. Now will a representative of Brunswick High School please come forward to accept the Group 2A Girls Marshall Johnson Sportsmanship Trophy. Before we present the championship and runner-up awards, let's show our appreciation for the effort shown by both teams tonight in this VHSL championship game. Tonight's awards will be presented by Greg Irvin, Principal, and Brent Roberts, Athletic Director of Gate City High School, and Charles Collins, Principal, and David Stanley, Athletic Director of Central High School. Assisting in the presentation will be members of the VHSL and tournament staff. First, the runner-up players from the Gate City High School Blue Devils. Number 1, Sarah Kilgore. Number 3, Megan Evans. Number 4,
it's a state
Lauren
championship
Carter.
for Central
5,
over
Rachel
Gate City,
Kilgore.
47-38.
Number 12,
Let's check in with Blake
Morgan
Petticord
Ghost.
as Gate City gets
Number
their
14, Mary
honors
Jones.
for being the runner-up.
Number 20, Amber Sally. Number 21, Kaylee Ghost. Number 22, Emily Gibson. Number 23, Jordan Ghost. Number 24, Casey Repass. Number 32, Keely Quillen. Number 34, Hannah Kilgore. Number 40, Jordan Housewright.
Now, Gate City, 2006, they won the Group A title. They came up short a couple of years ago, and I think they thought they could get this one, but they came up just
and
short.
Now the presentation of the runner-up trophy to the Blue Devils head coach, Kelly Housewright.
And here's the runner-up presentation to Coach Kelly Housewright.
Congratulations to the Gate City Blue Devils on a tremendous season.
And there you see the disappointment on the faces of the Blue Devils, but they had a tremendous year. They'll finish 25-3. We'll get the honors to the Central Warriors in just a moment.
And now with a record of 24-6 from Wise, Virginia, your 2014 VHSL Group 2A Girls Basketball Champions, the Central Warriors. Number 1, Anna Albedge. Number 10, Reagan Elkins. Number 11, Allie Stallard. Number 12, Eliza Mullins. Number 13, Logan Reynolds. Number 14, Karina Flaskow. Number 15, Kayla Mulkey. Number 20, Annie Church. Number 22, Reagan Davis. Number 23, Kelsey Salyers. Number 32, Carrie Cantrell. Number 40, Sophie Mullins. Number 41, Pay Caldwell. And number 42, Ryan Caldwell.
Central wins it after 4 losses to Gate City during the season. Now the championship presentation to Coach Robin Dotson.
And now the presentation of the championship trophy to the head coach of the Central Warriors, Robin Dotson. Congratulations to both teams on their accomplishments this season, and thank you for your support of VHSL programs.
And there you have it, a title for the Central Warriors. Logan Reynolds led the way with 20 points, did a little bit of everything. Championship number.
Ooh, what's that?